have always seen that adulthood is more of an elusive, sort of abstract concept that I'd thought when I was younger. I just assumed you'd get to a certain age and everything would make sense. That's just what I think right now. I feel like making my own decisions without my parents' consent. Yeah, I'm an adult after all because I'm already 18. Some of my age mates are already having boyfriends, but I've not got into any relationships before. But you know what? Now I'm ready for it, and I do not doubt that my taxi driver friend is waiting for me to give him the next blink to get closer to me more than ever. As you know, the taxi driver is a kind and generous person. He is someone I've always loved to be around, irrespective of the misunderstandings of the past. It was no longer as though he was reading my heart as regards to what I want. Becoming fond of me is an understatement comparing to what started existing between me and the taxi driver, especially since he told me of my free trip to Brazil. One cool evening, I was at home when he knocked on my door. I opened the door and guess what I saw? A bunch of rose flowers standing right in front of me, but the knocker was nowhere to be found. I know it will be you, I said, kissing the flower as I made my way into my room. Then he appeared from my behind. Ah! My heart skipped a beat. He hugged me, telling me how much he values and respects me. I love it when someone uses the phrase, "I value you." He told me that he would like to spend the night with me, and it was going to be the best night of my life. You know that when you are gone to Brazil, I will miss you so much. So permit me to enjoy quality time with you before your departure. Immediately he said that, I became skeptical because of the last incident that took place, the last time we wanted to spend time together. But then, since I found out that taxi driver is not a bad person, I now feel free and safe with him. So I accepted. Yeah, I accepted to spend the night with him at my house. He is so lovely. During dinner, he fed me as though I was a baby. You know, I can't tell the last time someone fed me, talk more of petting me. Indeed, that night was a night of nights. We freshened up and then retired to bed, though he decided to sleep on the floor. I was surprised. But before then, he came to my bed and whispered to me, "I've got a movie for us to watch. Do you mind joining me?" "Sure!" I screamed in excitement. He took me to the couch and played the movie. Oh, it was a blue film. He turned off the lights, and all we could hear were moans from the television. We watched with keen interest until we were sent to bed. That night, the taxi driver sneaked into my bed, and that was how it started. He would touch me on sensitive parts of my body. I was very aroused and excited. My heart was pounding, and my respiration was serious. I had never been this aroused before. Then he whispered to me again, "I love you with all my heart, and I promise not to hurt you, but grant me this offer, to stay with you throughout this weekend." This is what I wanted. I wish I can have this feeling over and over again. I gave him a yes, and he started kissing and caressing me. This happened almost every night for those 3 days we stayed together. We watched more movies, and we practiced what we watched, but he never did anything bad to me. I just can't stop loving you, Carol. I feel like kissing you over and over with passionate kisses, with eyes closed amidst the cool breeze under splashing rain. Even in my silence, I miss everything about you. Every time I start missing you, I try to pacify myself by thinking that the worst is already over. But no matter what I do, loneliness casts gloom and darkness. Like a raging, Merciless tornado. It sucks away my life's happiness. Just hug me, Carol, and feel my heart barely limping through. I'm not asking for a lot from you. All I need is you. Your love is all I care about. Just your life alone. Just your love. Like a tree withering away without rain. Like a bird trapped mercilessly in a cage. Like a fish doing circles in a tiny bowl. Like a tiger, chained, loathing in rage. Like a flower dying under the harsh sun. Like a lake drying up in a drought. This is how I feel from within when I'm lost in thoughts of you, my dear Carol. That was a love song composed by the taxi driver to me on the last night we spent together. As days went by, I discovered that what we were doing was wrong, and we needed to start having some safety measures. He declared his love for me, and showed me how much by doing things for me. He did my household chores, took me for a shopping spree in town. He didn't want to see anyone around me. At night, he would touch me and tell me he couldn't wait for me to grow so we could be doing that together. I was already forgetting about the trip to Brazil when he reminded me of it on the morning of his departure from my house. Then he dipped hands into his pocket and gave me a one-way ticket to Brazil and wraps of money. I guess this is going to take you for 1 week to stay in Brazil. Your flight is booked for Saturday morning by 8 a.m. Immediately he left. I got back into the house. I was dancing all over the house full of joy. It seems like a dream to me. Carol in Brazil! Wow! I started getting the things I need ready for the trip. On Saturday morning, the taxi driver picked me up from my house, and we headed to the airport. He reminded me again that it's going to be a fun trip while we are heading to the airport, and upon arrival he says, "Good luck, Carol." Good luck? Why is he saying good luck to me instead of safe trip or journey mercies? I pondered. However, being carried away by excitement, I took it as nothing serious. It was a cool flight to Brazil, and I enjoyed every bit of it. On arrival to Rio de Janeiro, the second largest city in Brazil, my excitement knew no bounds as I sight the statues of Rio. So amazing! I landed at about noon, and it's very hot there. As I picked my luggage, I saw 2 guys waiting for me with my name boldly written on a paper, Carol. Without a second thought, they approached, although it was such a cold one without pleasantries. I entered their car as we embarked on a very long journey. It was then I realized that I have been taken from the city of Rio to a far and poor city of Piauí, and the hotel they lodged me in is nothing good to write home about. Very old and dirty. Gosh! Taxi driver, where are you? Was this what you promised me? I screamed. Out of depression, I asked the big guy if this is really where I'm going to stay. The big guy says, "Shut up, and you are not allowed to move from the hotel because the place is very dangerous." And they shut the door and left me. I was left alone. No dinner, no intercom connection. At midnight, I was scared the more because there was no light for me to even see myself, Carol. At 6 a.m. the next morning, the door was pushed open by one of the big guys. Just like when we first met, no pleasantries nor greetings comes. He hands 8 bottles of drinks filled with a purple fluid over to me and asks me to put it in a translucent bag. "What is this?" I asked him. He said, "These are the taxi driver's stuff. He needs them." I was getting more inquisitive this time as I saw the purple fluid drip again from the bag where I was parking them. "Why does he need this?" I asked again. He responded by saying that these are fantastic drinks and are produced only in Brazil. The big guy handed over my plane ticket to me to fly back with a fly time at 7 a.m. and shot the door, saying, "I'm waiting for you downstairs. Hurry up." Oops, it's already 6:30 a.m. I somehow managed to fit all bottles to a bag, and we head to the airport. On arrival, the big guy left me at the airport and immediately disappeared. I innocently made my way to the control, and I queued together with other passengers. As I was waiting to get on the plane, a policeman screamed at me, "Hey, madam, please come with me." "What's wrong?" He sent me to a control check and asks what's in the bag. "I can spot that fluid dripping from your bag." I immediately told him that it's nothing but some drinks. In a twinkle of an eye, a lady came with a stick, opened a drink, and put a cotton board in the bottle, and the cotton board immediately turned from white to blue. Then the inspector said, "The result is positive for drugs." I was shocked. It was as if it were the movies. They started interrogating me without a break. "Which sent you? You're a drug pusher." They asked more and more questions, and I started crying. Then the police gave me the chance to call anyone for 1 minute, and after that will send me to custody. Who else will I call than my parents? I thought about the most lenient of my parents who can tolerate this bad news I'm about to break. "Okay, Mom." I called Mom on the phone. I told her that I'm in the police custody in Brazil. Mom is shocked, and the phone stops. I cannot believe it that I am sentenced to jail for 30 days. For what, I do not know. Guys, what wrong did I commit? What is my offense? Is it a bad thing to help a fellow? Please tell me, what should I do now? Help me by commenting on the video.